Okay, so this is another tutorial on how to play a very well-known song by Phil Collins. I am a big Phil Collins fan, sadly. Not a lot of people are. I get the impression anyway that at my age. I got a drum skin by Genesis, well, signed by Genesis, for my birthday, which is quite sad really. The song itself, I've not seen anybody else play it the same way I do. It does require just one string to be retuned, but it means that you can incorporate the drums into the rhythm of playing the guitar, and it sounds pretty good. So I'll start off by playing it, and then I'll go on to explain how to play it. So here we go. So that is a kind of brief version of the song. I'll now go on to explain how you actually play the song, which is the important part. So the thing to explain firstly is in standard tuning, but the only string that isn't is the E string. So the E string actually needs tuned down to a D. So what you're best doing, if you haven't got a guitar tuner, buy one, or go online to how to tune a guitar and learn that way. Or you can just pluck the D string at the same time you've got an, so I'll tune this up to an E. Oops. I'll tune it up to an E. Right, so that's about an E. Sorry, I'll tune that one. Right, so you now got a D and an E. And you need to just, whilst you're plucking them together, just turn this down until they ring out the same note, which is that. Then to get it into the key of the song, you need to put the capo on the 3rd fret. So it should sound like that. Now for the chords then, they're very easy to play really, apart from maybe the first one where you have to bar the top 2 strings. But what it is, we'll start with these fingers, which is your ring finger and your pinky finger. They need to be on the 4th fret of the D and the G string. So, should sound like that. You need to miss out your middle finger. That's not of use at the moment. And you need to bar the top 2 strings, which are the E and the A string. And that's your first chord. So there should be 4 strings that you're holding down on there. So that's the first one. The next chord is very easy. 2 fingers. I use obviously index finger or middle finger, and they go on the 2nd fret of the G, the D and the G string, which I think is like in normal a suspended chord, I think. So you'll go. And then the next chord is just as easy, which is E minor. And if you don't know what an E minor is, you take the A suspended chord that you just played and you move it up. So you're now pressing on the A string and the D string at the 2nd. So that's it. So together they'll go. And then the last chord you need to play is a little bit more tricky. You have to stretch over So you've got to put your index finger now on the G string at the 2nd fret, and you need to use these two fingers again, which is your pinky and your ring finger, and they need to go on the 4th fret at the A and the D. So you get quite a nice chord there. So you should be pressing on 3 strings there. Middle finger doesn't do anything again, so altogether it will sound like this. Now when it comes to the drumming section, it's more a case of the same chords but you're just using rhythm in the strumming. If you're not very confident with strumming patterns and things, or figuring them out just by listening, it might take a bit of practice, but it's not necessary to play the song. So, but I can't really explain what I do, but it's just you've got to mute the guitar at certain parts, and I'll just go through it and play it, and then if you can pick up any bits, but it's quite a simple rhythm. If you know the rhythm of the drums, then you're going to know what the rhythm goes like on the guitar. So it'll go. Now the only thing I do with the rhythm section is on the E minor, I actually partly mute the E string at the top, just because it gives you more definition of the E minor chord. Otherwise it's going to sound quite bassy, and it sounds actually just better just to try and mute that string off. You don't have to, but if you did, it probably would sound better. And again, you'll probably have noticed that there isn't a particular, I don't do the same pattern religiously every time, I just do it by mentally, by ear, and that's really the whole song. There isn't really a lot more to say about it. As I say, I don't think I've seen anybody else play it that way, but I think just if you bring that E string down to a D, it makes the whole song a lot easier to play, rather than doing lots of you know, what I would call standard chords. They are standard chords, these are, but just obviously changing the tuning makes it a lot easier to play for everybody, so that's a benefit, I guess. If you've got any queries or questions, just send us a message, but otherwise, best of luck.